Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of, or magazine review of, Past Perfect, Avengers Assemble! Captain America lives again, along with the Hulk. Well, this features, you can see a list there, Hulk 1/6, Fantastic Four 1/4. Well, instead of actually saying, there's some really odd ones, I must admit, some strange choices, obviously Amazing Fantasy. Not really what's certain there is connection. Of course, Spider-Man did turn up in the Avengers eventually, so I guess that's the reason for that. Still, wow, what an impressive special. I love this. I don't know how far this is going to go. I mean, because you could, of course, a complete Avengers, it would be virtually impossible to do all the way through every single possible, but still, let's hope it goes for many issues. I will definitely be picking up these because I love the Avengers. The Avengers are certainly some of my favourites from Marvel. So I'm going to go through that in a sec. But before I go any further, just quickly show some of the other past perfect ones, which I love. I've just got a small pile here. Haven't bought all of them. I quite often get a list that he sends a list of all, and I think, oh, that'd be great, that'd be great. Trouble is, just can't get everything. But this one I got because of the Planet of the Apes, past perfect. This one, another one of the past perfect ones. I can't remember what's particularly in this one. It's got the good old grey gargoyle, one of my least favourite characters. This one, past perfect 66. Obviously the Wasp there. Another one, reviews from floor of 64. Past perfect monthly. And this one, probably because of the Golden Age and Blonde Phantom on the front cover. I don't know. Probably Thunder Agents as well, because I love the Thunder Agents. This one's a Vampy, which I must admit, the Vampirella ones are always good. So there's a Vampirella. And I'm not certain again, this one's probably because of the Conan. So Conan there. See there. And you got the Christmas special there. And of course, Doctor Strange on the front there. That's absolutely lovely. Oh, got something stuck in between. And a special on Amazing Spider-Man, Past Perfect Special. Really good. Another one of the Past Perfect Specials, Thunder Agents, excellent, and TV21. I love these specials. These specials are the things that I really go to get. So this one, the Avengers one, as soon as I saw it listed, I thought, yes, that is definitely one I'm going to get. So let's just go through it. And this issue, as it says here, is dedicated, and you can see all the characters, Black Knight, Ant-Man, of course, Black Panther, etc. And it also goes through, of course, his interest in the Avengers, talks about Count Nefaria. That character, that was one of the ones that I think I probably got, the terrific one. I remember that issue really well. Not one of the greatest characters. He did turn up a bit later in the Avengers, about 160-ish issues. And that was really good stories. But this one, Avengers Assemble. The original lineup, of course, the Hulk, Ant-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Wasp, and the Team Brigade. And the Team Brigade get a few mentions in this as well. So it starts, weirdly, with the Fantastic Four issue 1. Now, there is a connection, very odd one, in the sense that it lists the fact that it includes about the Thing being the most popular character, and that apparently was the reason Stan Lee, obviously with the Hulk. So there was a connection. There's some very loose connections there, I think, but still, Fantastic Four. And of course, Submariner, there is a connection with Submariner with the Avengers issue 3, of course. But this is great. Thing is, it's got lots of colour in here all the way through. And I love the comments. I love the bits where he's got the bad bits. And the bad bits, there's a lot of bad bits in some of those early ones. I mean, you could go, of course, through all of those old Fantastic Fours, Avengers, and really pick holes in virtually every story. But they're still great, and you can read them sometimes, maybe not that often. But still, the wrap-up as well, I just think it's just great, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's good. I love this bit about the Hulk. Of course, it also includes a bit there from the Fantastic. Quite a lot of these got pictures, obviously, from the original comics, as well as, of course, Fantastic and Terrific, Wham, Smash and Pow. And I love those ones. I didn't buy all of the Pows and Smash, etc. The Wham. I think I was really mainly Fantastics and Terrifics. I think I got every issue of that when it came out. I loved it. Though he does put down one of my favourites, the Metal Master story. I love that one, the Ditko one. But I agree with the comments as well. So but it mentions about the Team Brigade. Of course, that was the Team Brigade, and I loved the old Rick Jones, of course, great character. But and then on, of course, the Fantastic Four. Next issue, got issue 12, classic one with the Fantastic Four and the Hulk. And of course, another second, I'll destroy them all. But of course he doesn't. But still, it's a great little battle between them. And it's, of course, slightly doesn't go all the way that you'd think. But still, then the next issue, well, this one, Thor the Mighty and the Stoneman. So he goes all over the place. And I'm not saying it's really chronological, but still, maybe there is. But it certainly seems to go bouncing back because he's got a little bit later. There's Spider-Man. I'm certain that was, and of course, the Avengers. Anyway, I'm certain there is a logic to the way it's all been put through. But I've thoroughly enjoyed reading all these, whether it's in order or... And I think everyone probably could go through the various, obviously these, make up their own lists. Oh, that goes with that, that goes with this, that goes with that. And I think I did. I always did those sort of, I would create all sort of indexes and things. I'd connect this with this. I always do the same with things like Doctor Who, connecting it with the Star Trek universe and things. So you sort of build up these connections. And I guess similar sort of thing here with the Stone Men from Saturn. And of course you've got Loki, etc. Of course, Loki was really the person that started the whole thing. If Loki hadn't have been, there wouldn't have been an Avengers. Well, they might have formed in a different way. But of course also, I always felt that Avengers story, the first one, Avengers story, and this is my opinion on this one, that it always felt like two stories. There was always like the Thor bit where he goes off and he's battling Loki. Felt like that was just a separate Thor story, like it could have come from Journey into Mystery. It's just odd. And then you've got the rest of the story where it doesn't really interact at all. And I always love the classic end bit where he gets captured. It's just the most ridiculous story ending. I really thought, what? No. You of course got here the Wasp. And of course the creature from the cosmos. Real great. One of those sort of monster story ones there. And there's actually a lovely bit that I was seen here that I was completely forgotten about. And I do remember seeing it at the time, and I probably can't find it now. But there's a bit where he's talking with the Wasp about the various serums and the various sizes. And I'm thinking, that's very strange, because he's got things saying 1 foot, 2 foot. And I don't recall ever seeing any stories where any of the characters are 1 foot or 2 foot. So it's very straight, odd that. Of course, again, I say, got all these sort of things. I love the fact that it includes the Terrifics. That's just a brilliant bit. And there's a great bit coming up that I, unfortunately, haven't got. I remember the story. I remember getting it at the time. But of course, now I looked online to try and see if I could find a copy. And I couldn't find a copy of it. Oh, this is a favourite of mine. I love this one. And again, it's like puts it down. Mr. Dole Payne, Mr. Payne, as he originally was called. Of course, that was changed. It's just odd. You could actually see quite often, a lot of actually, you'd see the writing, lettering, you see sort of very weirdly distorted, and you think, why did they change that? The bits were changed. Just wasn't perfect. You could just subtly see differences. And I don't know if anyone's gone through all the old comics and just go for analysis of seeing how the just subtle changes to the lettering sometimes. You think, oh, why did they change that to that? But still, as I say, got Spider-Man number 15. Connection's very loose, and that maybe describes the reason. And also, of course, got the X-Men. Of course, came out in the same month as the Avengers number 1. But not really, I can't think of very much of connection, other than, of course, the classic X-Men story with Angel and Iron Man a bit later, which I absolutely loved. I expect that's got in here somewhere. That's one of my favourites. The good old Hulk and Submariner one, issue 3. And that, of course, was the next one with Journey into Mystery one that I just always loved as well. And I love that they've included that. That's one that was just a brilliant one. Now, I assume that was from Terrific. I think so. And also got another picture there of another one from it. Oh, here it is. The Monster and the Matador. A story that I did not know about. Apparently set in Gibraltar, no less. Which is very odd. So obviously the artist being Spanish. It's just very strange that you've got a story set there in Gibraltar. But still, pretty good. Bruce Banner looking very different from Bruce. And actually, when you look at it, and that's the thing I love about the Hulk looking completely different from any Hulk I've ever seen. But also you've got the characters there. Look at that. I mean, that's just great. I just love that. Thunderbolt Ross, again, looking completely different. The Milksop, he even said, got good old Milksop. He used that word probably quite a few times. This is an odd one, including Captain America, the origin of Captain America. Now, that wasn't used, of course, the original cover in the Tales of Suspense. But still, what a brilliant Captain America cover that was. I remember that. that really confused me when that first came out. I remember getting that issue, those Tales of Suspense, as well as the king size one. And when I got here, I was thinking, are these? I don't understand the period. All the stories were sort of obviously the Golden Age stories. They weren't Golden Age stories, but they were just done like that, and totally threw me. I thought, are these stories from are these comics from 1940s sort of thing? I know they weren't, but it just, to me, threw me. But still, of course, Captain America, you've got the next one there. The Wasp is right. That's good old The Wasp. Also, of course, the Battle of the Century. Absolutely classic one. And he's got, all the way through this, you can see original review in the Past Perfect. So these are obviously all done before, but it's really good. The historic events, the good bits, the opening scene, which Thing rejects, etc., etc. That's a favourite. I love that story. I've been going through this now. That's why I've been looking, just rapidly trying to look for that scene that I was thinking about the serum. But it's just odd. There was just this scene where he's talking to the Wasp and he's got showing this thing. And I was thinking, at no time did the characters ever have 1 foot or 2 foot. They've never done that. I mean, it'd be weird, wouldn't it? Why would the Ant-Man want to be 1 foot or 2 foot? Is he going to be the Ant-Man or he's going to be Giant Man? Seems to be all normal sized. And again, same with the Wasp. The Wasp, very rarely, I don't think there's any comic books where she was battling people normal size or giant size. I don't know why they never did the giant size, giant woman or whatever. It just seems odd that they never went for or Wasp woman or whatever they would call. But they did Ant-Man. Strange. But still, I love that one. The next one he's got here, Lava Man story. That was a favourite as well. Love it. In fact, they were all my favourites. So whenever I say favourites, that was my favourite. And of course, that story connects with the Avengers issue 5. And again, this is the reason why I'm saying that you probably could form any number of lists and combinations of stories. You think, that could connect with that. Mr. Hyde connects with Daredevil, connects with this character, connects with that. And you would end up spreading out throughout the entire Marvel universe. Even probably to Captain Savage or probably Linda Carter. Linda Carter stories. Or any of them. Night Nurse one. And you got the last word. Let's hope it's not the last word, because I really, really love this book. As soon as I saw this list, I thought, wow. And it's just as good as I thought it was going to be. I really think this is just brilliant. I love all these stories. It's great to see it. Of course, as I mentioned, I'm certain that the list could be done differently. There could be different combinations. I'm certain everyone will have their own opinion on what should be included, what shouldn't be included. It's always going to be tricky. I mean, you could include any number of books if you put connections far enough. But I just think it's great. And I'm looking forward to the next issue. It's got some great issues here. You've got Radioactive Man. I love that story, even though it made no sense whatsoever. They did quite a lot of stories where there was like hypnotism involved, where suddenly poor old Thor would throw his hammer away. And then, of course, all that sort of stuff. But still, you've also got Zemo and the Masters of Evil. That's Avengers number 6. I always love that one. It was weird where you got the Melter blasting against Thor and his hammer, as if that's going to work. But still, obviously it doesn't. But of course, the classic Enchantress and Executioner story next. Also, the Incredible Hulk one. And this one, Fantastic Four, Ramatut. Well, obviously Kang. The Kang story, again connecting that, but then you can connect to Doctor Doom, which you would then bring in every story near enough, if you can connect it all the way. And, again, that's the reason why the Spider-Man one, of course. You got here the Trail of Spider-Man. I love that issue. That was a great little Tales to Astonish. Really good one. So, again, this is Avengers Assemble number 1. This is a summer 2023. Jumping ahead a bit. Definitely jumping ahead. But still, I love it. Absolutely brilliant. You've got the Avengers meet Submariner. I always felt that Submariner should have been part of the Avengers. In time, I remember, they lost the Hulk, but I guess they would have made the team so bad. Captain America was probably a very good choice, but Submariner would have been a great choice. And of course, Submariner did eventually turn up in the Avengers, but still, maybe. They sort of had him featured quite a few times, and then again saying that had him featured in, of course, in the X-Men and many other stories, of course, because of course he didn't have his own title at that point. But still, off point completely. This is just absolutely brilliant. Totally recommended, as virtually all of the issues. I think they're just brilliant. I really hope he keeps bringing out all these specials, because I love specials like this. 100 pages, because it's 100 pages, great value. I mean, really great value. This cost me £4. Now, of course, I don't like saying price because, of course, maybe I'm saying the price and then you're watching this video a couple of years' time, you'll be saying, whoa. But still, it's just, I think, brilliant value, and I love them. And I'm looking forward to the next issue as well as whatever's coming up. I'm certain there's going to be some great new ones coming up. I think there was the Eternals one I saw listed somewhere. That one I probably won't get. I've got the Eternals book and I'm not a mega fan of the Eternals. So that one maybe I won't. Can't get everything. But this one, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Avengers Assemble, #1.